Welcome back to another video. It's been a while, but we back. Today I'm going to be talking about scamming. I see a lot of people in like Facebook groups that feel like they've been taken advantage of, and I think the word scam gets used a lot these days. And to talk about this subject, I have my friend Jessica here. She's also an entrepreneur. Tell them a little bit about yourself.
Hi, I am Jessica with JSD Max, licensed esthetician and a teacher.
We both have been doing business for years, and so we see a lot of things, and that's why I brought her in to kind of have this conversation. So first off, what is the definition of scamming or scam?
I can help with that. The definition legally is fraud. The intentional use of deceit, a trick, or some dishonest means to deprive another of his/her money, property, or their legal rights.
I do want to make it clear that we're not saying that people don't get scammed. They do. They absolutely do. But what we're highlighting is the overusage of that term scam, because it's not always a scam.
Right.
There's also a phrase that exists called
You
get
got
what
got.
well,
Okay.
that's true. But I was also gonna say you get what you pay for. If something sounds too good to be true, then it probably is. Like me, you guys know I do photography. If you have a photographer offering to shoot an 8-hour wedding for $200, some type of red flag should pop up. Is that a scam though?
No.
If he shows up
Right?
and he takes those photos and you get those photos back and they're trash.
Crummy. You got what you paid for.
Exactly. Now, what would make that a scam?
He never showed up. Or it was $200, but he needed a $100 deposit now to book it. And he never showed up.
Exactly. Cases that I have seen in the past, maybe the client does do their research, but he has a fake website.
Right.
With images that he stole from the internet.
Yeah.
That's a scam. But just simply because you got some work that you didn't like, that is not a scam.
Very good. Very well put, Rondell.
Thank you.
Very well. When there was ill intention from the beginning to never service you, give you, or any of that's just a flat out scam.
Yeah, that's a scam.
But if someone even shows up to do a crummy job, kind of, especially like you said, you look on their page, you didn't do the what, you kind of got what you paid for.
Yeah, and I hear it all the time. Like, I'll give a quick story. There was a guy that I used to work with a lot back in the day, and I would shoot all. He was an artist, a musician. I would shoot all his content.
Okay.
And it came down to the time when he was about to get married, and they didn't want to hire me for the wedding.
Mm-hmm.
So his fiance at the time was like, she knew somebody, a friend that was trying to get into photography.
Oh, this is gonna be good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I told him at that time, I said, it's totally fine to use a amateur photographer for like family photos, things like that, because that can be recreated.
But this is a staple here. This is a memory, right?
So they, he was like, whatever. It's my wife's decision. Cool. Her friend ended up doing the wedding, and about 2 months later, he called me one afternoon, and he says, "Man, my wife been crying all day."
Disappointed.
And he said, first off, it's 2 months later, we're just seeing the photos.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, they're pretty much just unusable. To be 100% honest, I chuckled inside a little bit. I kind of felt happy a little bit.
Of course, because you're evil.
Because I was like,
no, I get it though. It is that.
I was like,
it's that.
I gave him a low price.
Yeah.
This is like early in my career. I gave him a crazy low price because I was trying to get more weddings on my portfolio. I hadn't shot a lot at that time.
Did he get scammed?
That wasn't a scam.
He got what he paid for.
Got what they paid for.
To go a step further in that, because we wanted to go out and speak about how some people are making uninformed decisions with it. Mm-hmm. You're making, and it is so easy for somebody to throw up one post and you really just fall into it. You really sometimes got to click on what's behind it and make sure the math is mathing and 2 + 2 comes out to be 4. Because, you can go the long way. You don't have to be licensed in some things. You can be licensed in some things. If it's something that you should be licensed in, did you choose a licensed artist? Or did you particularly go with someone that could just do the work because they don't charge you the price of them? You know, I've got a day in my life just due to ignorance, you know. But I will say that I've got and I got taken, and I learned from that, and I can't get taken like that anymore. So I can't really call that a scam. Does that make sense?
Right.
Because there was an ignorance that I had that wasn't common, you know. So therefore, it made room for me to get taken. I just think that there's so many of us that work so hard out here, Rondell, and a little mishap can happen really quick, or you know, and someone may call it a scam, and it's very much not that.
Yeah.
And I also think that people are out here getting scammed too, and really can't say anything about it, because then as soon as you do, you're down talked about that, or why were you just not the smartest, you know, to let that happen to you. So I get it both ways.
As honest entrepreneurs, you know, we just want to highlight, you know, if a situation happens to you, just be fair. Don't
Be fair.
Don't put that on, you know, small business owners in general.
If you got, take it on the chin.
Yeah, just take it on the chin,
Learn
or
from it.
don't comment about it. So nobody, I mean, just leave it alone. Everything, if you know that you
didn't do your due diligence.
Yeah, just don't call that a scam. Just say, hey, that's a learning lesson. Before we wrap up the video, though, I did want to ask you, I don't know if you saw the message I sent you last night. There's a group that we are both in on Facebook, and a guy did a whole post about, if somebody asks for a deposit, don't pay it. It's a scam.
But can you share a little more?
That's basically what he said. It was
If
like,
they want to deposit at all,
he put a post up in the group. Basically, if any business owner or a person that provides a service asks for a deposit, he's saying that is a red flag, and you should find somebody else. So basically, he's saying you should never pay a deposit.
it sounds like he has an experience, and whatever his got was, or scammed, whichever one he went through, it sounds like he's learned from that, and he's just kind of really staying safe on the side of the sidewalk for him. Mm-hmm. But it is, a deposits are a real thing. I mean, my psychiatrist wants a deposit.
Yeah. Any photographer I know,
they want a deposit.
Charges a deposit.
Right. Absolutely.
Any videographer I know, like any makeup artists, all of them I know.
Baby, if you wear makeup and me and you wear makeup, I don't care how much that girl has on hand. She needs 2 and 3 different foundations just to do mine and yours. 2 and 3 different concealers that may not necessarily be in her pack.
Right.
She may have to go get that just for you.
Right.
Now, cancel or whatever you may, but she has still had to go buy these X and O products for you. So, yes, you may be non-refunded that money.
Right. Because, like, me personally, probably my first 2 years of doing photography and video and stuff, I wasn't charging a deposit. I was afraid. I thought that...
Very nice.
I thought people wouldn't pay it. Or I think loosely I thought that they would think it was a scam too.
Scammer. Uh-huh.
But after about the 50th time, I show up at a park with all my gear, and I'm on the phone with my friends, excited, like, yo, I got to shoot. And 30 minutes pass by, I'm still sitting in the car.
Oh, yeah. God, tell them about it.
And then I'm texting, I'm calling the client, they not answering. You got so much pride in you, and it's like, you're still trying to tell yourself, oh, they're just late, they're going to show up. Mm-hmm. But in the back of your mind, you know, like, they're not coming.
Right.
So that happened, like I said, multiple times. And then I just finally said, okay, I have to start asking for a deposit, because that's going to guarantee my safety.
Your pay.
Like,
even
so if you don't show up at that point, and I am cool with it. So, like, if you don't show up, I won't just throw you away and keep the deposit. I will allow you to reschedule.
In a time, or?
Yeah. But
in a frame?
Yeah, pretty much. I know some people that if you don't show up on that day,
it's cutthroat.
It's over.
And
so I don't, and that's not,
yeah.
They lay that out in the front, in the beginning, so it's not like it's a surprise or anything.
That particular post that you're speaking of, it might have been a stretch. I mean, he's not wrong, but it's an emotional.
I think he's wrong.
It's an emotional post.
Why does the term retainer or deposit exist if it's not something that that happens.
Well,
So
we
why would you
need it
tell somebody not
happen.
to pay it?
Well, that's what we're here for.
You hire a lawyer?
We gotta fight against,
If you get
like
an
you said,
attorney?
honest entrepreneurs. This is a fight.
An attorney's gonna take a.
He's gonna say,
Retainer.
baby, I just paid mine.
So you see what
I
I'm saying?
just paid my retainer, and it was a good old $700 that he telling me he ain't giving back. Told me to.
Right.
$300 an hour is my time. So
And fun business fact. In your contract, use the term retainer.
retainer, not deposit.
Deposit can be overturned in court. A retainer is a little harder. So that's a fun fact for you guys.
Nugget.
Retainer. If you got contracts and you got deposit in there, scratch it out, put retainer. That's it. That was a rant. Quick little rant just to let you guys know that you're not always getting scammed. Sometimes you just booked the wrong person or you hired the wrong person. Do your research, be thorough, know who you're hiring, and that's all I got. You got anything else to add?
Thank you for having me.
No problem. No
I
problem.
appreciate you.
No problem. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, share it, leave some comments. I would love to get a conversation started about this. And I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.